Okay, so we continue in our class, and now we are going into the fourth one, which is 3 by 3 matrix. We've done 2 by 2. This is going to be a long way, so let's follow on. We have x, 3x, and 2x. What's the coefficient? 1, 3, and 2. 1, 3, and 2. And here you have 5y minus 2y. So you have 5 minus 2 and 1. 5 minus 2 and 1. Minus z, 4z minus 2z. So that's minus 1, 4, and minus 2. Minus 1, 4, and minus 2. Right? That gives us the result there, 8, 0, and 7. Okay, now how do we find the determinants? Determinants is going to be this whole block. 1, 3, 2, 5, minus 2, 1, minus 1, 4, minus 2. So I'll repeat it also for determinant x and determinant y. Repeat it before I swap. 1, 3, 2, 5, minus 2, 1. Okay. Minus 1, 4, minus 2. Okay. I have also determinant z. Sorry. Determinant y. 1, 3, 2, 5, minus 2, 1, minus 1, 4, minus 2. Then let's see if this can take determinant z. 1, 3, 2, 5, minus 2, 1, minus 1, 4, minus 2. So you see there's a lot there. Now, for the main determinant, you are going to solve this determinant. But for the determinant of x is the first term. So you clean off the first term. Determinant of y is the second term. Clean off the second term. Determinant of z is the third term. Clean off the third term. So that I can now put in my constants 8, 0, and 7. 8, 0, 7. That's what replaces it. 8, 0, 7. 8, 0, 7. Now I'm going to clean off this because it's going to cover the whole section as I solve. So please follow along. I'm sure this question is in your notes. Alright, so to solve this first determinant, what do we do? We're going to have, take this first guy, 1, put him there, draw a straight line. The straight line stands for determinant. And then if you cross out this one that you have taken now, you cross it down through the row, cross it this way through the column, because this one, this is his row, this is his column. You see that the only guys remaining are this, which we are going to write minus 2, 4, 1, and minus 2. Okay, the next, we are done with this. Take the second guy. What we are taking is only the first row as the coefficient, the factor. The factor is the first row. For this case, factor is first row. So we go on. The second row is 5. We always change the sign. If it's 5, you change it to plus 5. This is minus 5, you change it to 5. Now, this 5, this is his row. This is his column, sorry. Then this is the row he belongs to. He belongs to row 1, column 1, column 2. So what remains now is 3, 2, 4, minus 2. Put that also there. 3, 2, 4, minus 2. This requires practice. Then the next I see now is minus 1, the last term there. So you put your minus 1. You don't change anything. Only the middle that you change. If it's 5, you change to minus 5. If it's minus 5, change to 5. Then this is gone. I'm now looking at minus 1. So I have this, his column is gone, his row is gone. What remains is 3 minus 2, 2 and 1. Then we will now go on to solve this. 1, open bracket, find the matrix. Please find the determinant, sorry, please take notes. Determinants, we've not been writing it before. Actually, this to sign absolute value. So minus 2 times minus 2, 4, minus 1 times 4, 4. It's gone. You have minus 5, open bracket, 3 times minus 2, minus 6, minus 2 times 4, 8. The way you do your determinant, that's how you do this. 3 times 1, 3, minus 2 times minus 2, minus 4. You keep going. 1, 4 minus 4 is 0, minus 5, minus 6, minus 8 is minus 14, minus 1, plus, minus minus is plus, 3 plus 4 is 7. 1 times 0 is 0, minus 5 times minus 14 is plus 70, minus 7 times 1 is minus 7. Final answer there is 63. That is determinant for x, 63. So the same thing we did here, we're going to do it here. We'll go on now. We have 8, the first guy. Then we'll draw a line. 5 is at the middle, you make a minus 5. Draw a line. Then minus 1 is there at the last. You draw a line. When you take 8 first, remove his own column and his row. What are you left with? You are left with minus 2, 4, 1, minus 2. That being said, when you take the next 5, his own row, his own column, then his own row is gone. What will I have? We have 0, 7, 4, minus 2. That being said, go to the next. The minus 1. Take his column, take his row. That one being cleared, you have 0 and minus 2, 7 and 1. Please pay attention, it's going to be a long ride, so I'm taking it gradually. 8, open brackets, minus 2 times minus 2 gives you 4, minus, that's something you must do, 1 times 4 gives you 4. That's clear. Wow. Okay, so minus 5. 0 times minus 2 is 0, minus 7 times 4 is 28. Then minus 1, 0 times 1 is 0, minus 7 times minus 2 is minus 14. So keep going. 8 bracket 4 minus 4 is 0, minus 5 bracket 0 minus 28 is minus 28. Then minus 1, 0 minus minus 14. Minus minus is plus, so 0 plus 14 is 14. 8 times 0 is 0, minus 5 times minus 28. That's 140. Minus minus is plus, then minus 14. When you finalize this, you have 1, 2, 6 as your answer. Alright. That being said, we go to the third. That being said, we go to the third one. So it's obvious that this will not take the last space. Okay, so this is for the third now. Okay, so let's go for the third. 1, you have it there. Open your brackets. 8 is at the middle, you change it to minus 8. Open your bracket. minus 1 is lastly there in your bracket. Going on, once you remove his column and his row, what are you left with? You're left with 0, 4, 7, minus 2. Then the next, remove for 8 now, you remove his column and his row. What will you be left with? 3, 4, 2, minus 2. So you see, this requires patience. You must not make mistake. And the last one, remove his column and his row. You'll be left with 3, 0, 2, 7. So let's go 1 bracket 0 times minus 2 is 0, minus 7 times 4 is 28. Then you have minus 8 here, bracket 3 times minus 2 is minus 6, minus 2 times 4 is 8. Then minus 1 bracket 7 times 3 is 21, 2 times 0 is 0. 1 bracket 0 times minus this is minus 28, minus 8, minus 6 minus 8 is minus 14, minus 1, then 21 minus 0 is 21. Then if you take it further now, minus 1 times minus 28 is minus 28, minus 8 times minus 14 is plus 8 times 10 is 80, 8 times 4 is 32, so that's 112. Then minus 1 times 21 is minus 21. Then we're going to add them now. This is minus 28 minus 21, that's minus 49. Subtract it from 112. That gives you 112 minus 49. Okay. 63 will be our answer here. So we've gotten the first value, which is determinant, second value, determinant of x, third value, determinant of y. Then we will go for determinant of z. Determinant of z, which is this. So let's clean the top section. Determinant of z is what we're looking for now. So we know that our determinant is 63. Our determinant of x is 126. Our determinant of y is 63. Now we're looking for determinant of z. Let's go on. So you have 1, 3, 2. You have here 5 minus 2, 1, 8, 0, and 7. As our rule is, what do? We are going to take the first term 1, open a bracket, second term 5, you change it to minus 5, open a bracket, then last term 8, open a bracket, that's plus 8. So the bracket now, if you take away the first column and the first row, you have minus 2, 0, 1, and 7. Going on, you take away the second column and the first row. For 5, you have 3, 0, 2, 7. That will be left. Then the last, you take away the column of 8 and the row of 8. You have 3 minus 2, 2, and 1. Then you find their determinant. 1 into bracket 7 times minus 2 is minus 14, minus 1 times 0 is 0, minus 5 into bracket 7 times 3 is 21, minus 2 times 0 is 0, then plus 8 into bracket 1 times 3 is 3, minus 2 times minus 2 is minus 4. Go on. 1 bracket minus 14 minus 0 gives you minus 14, then minus 5 here, 21 minus 0 is 21, plus 8 there, 3 minus minus is plus, 3 plus 4 is 7, 1 times minus 14 is minus 14, minus 5 times 21 is minus 105, and 8 times 7 is 56. So what we have now is minus 14, minus 105, and then plus 56. If you do that, we are going to have minus 63 as your answer. So we've gotten our determinant of z as minus 63. Finally, what is going to be our answer for x, y, and z? X is determinant of x over determinant, y is determinant of y over determinant, then z is determinant of z over determinant. Determinant of x is 126. 126 over determinant 63 gives you 2. Determinant of y is 63 over your determinant 63 gives you 1. Determinant of z is minus 63 over the determinant, which is minus 1. So from this, our x, therefore x is 2, y is 1, and z is minus 1. Can we prove if these answers are correct? Yes, we can prove. Let's take the first equation, which is x plus 5y minus z. First equation says x plus 5y minus z gives you what? 8. What is your x? Your x is 2. What is your y? Your y is 17. So x, which is 2, plus 5 times your y, which is 1. X is 2, y is 1. Then minus your z, which is minus 1, gives you 8. 2 plus 5 times 1, 5. Minus minus plus 1 gives you 8. And of course, when you add them, it gives you 8. So I want to believe you're following on this lecture. Stay tuned for our next class.